Hello guys and welcome back to the channel. Hope you all doing fantastic. Well, we've got Rad's back, so good evening. How are you?
I'm good, thank you, Dan. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Well, it's like we were just saying before we came on. First home game in nearly 3 months. Are you excited?
Very, very excited. I think everyone calls it their second home, the City Ground. So yeah, I'm buzzing to be honest. I've only been there once since the last home game. That's when we played Notts across the river. But I didn't honestly actually go into the ground. So yeah, just being around it then was good. So to hanging around it for a bit longer for an actual game, and I've not even like seen the new shop or anything, so it'd be pretty cool to see that. Um, and yeah, I'm just really excited to get back to the City Ground. And I think I mentioned this in the last one we did. It's just nice to have like a squad that I saw in the last home game be pretty familiar this time round because pretty much every year I've supported Forest. Like there's been like a mass overhaul. It's the first year in ages where there hasn't been, and obviously we do need to bring in a few more players, but even so, it would still be a pretty familiar squad, and that's it's really pleasing to be honest. You can kind of like bond with the team a bit more, get to know it really well, and watch players grow more than just a season. Um, so yeah, I'm very excited to get back down there.
Yeah, definitely. It has been a while since we have actually seen a squad together, as you said, and we said it last week as well. Really, really nice to see that we have got that continuity. That's a very big
Continuity.
word.
It is big
But
word.
yeah, really, really. I mean, I've been down a couple of times, and just to hear that Nottingham Tower again, that first home game back. I mean, I know it's against Sheffield United as well, and I mean, there's that bit of a. As Sheffield United fans call it, it's a good match. I don't know why, but
Yeah,
they think it's a bit of a good match, and I mean, to see that first Nottingham Tower just going to be awesome.
yeah. It's been a long time since you've heard it, isn't it? At home. So yeah, and like you say, Sheffield United, there's a bit of a rivalry there. It's no derby in my opinion, but there's a rivalry there, which will only add to the spice of what's already one of the best atmospheres. Well, in football, I'd say it's amazing. So yeah, it's especially the last couple of seasons, it's been incredible. So I'm very excited to experience it all again.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Arsenal game. I mean, it probably like I said it this week to a Forest fan. Like Arsenal game, it sort of shows what we are in a way. Like we're under Cooper, we're always the second half team. And first half, fair enough, kept them quiet for a good 25 minutes. Then we had the wobble. Then we got back into it, and then second half we were just a different team. Don't you think?
Yeah, it sums us up really. You know, we were so poor on the road last year. Besides a couple of slip ups, we were fantastic at home, and we secured safety, and we only got even stronger at home and away towards the end of the season, thankfully. Out of nowhere, when everyone thought we were doomed, which was amazing to see. And you know, we go and secure it all by beating the side that looked like they were going to win the league for most of the year, and we deservedly won as well. It wasn't even just a fluke or anything. I think we deservedly won that game. Arsenal were very poor for their standards, and we were great. You know, we only had like 20% of the ball, but I don't really care in those scenarios. I just wanted to get over the line and get safe. Obviously, we'd like to see more attractive football, ideally, but you know, in those cases, it's needs a must really. So yeah, I'm just I'm just excited to see some live football again at the City Ground. I've been to a couple of games in the off season, but nothing beats the City Ground.
Yeah, definitely. It just that after that own base, um, and having a fan base back behind them, it will just lift them 10 another 100%. I reckon. Do you think?
Yeah, I mean the new lads, Ola Aina and Matt Turner and Anthony Elanga, they've all said how like they genuinely seem so excited to experience it, and that's really good. Like they're not just saying it; like you know, they genuinely seem really keen to experience it all. And you saw how Langer said when he was here with United, "Oh, this is from a rival perspective," and he'd seen so many grounds, obviously, and he pinpointed ours and said it was one of the loudest I'd ever experienced, and he seems really excited to experience it from a home point of view now. And just little things like that, the new lads will feel welcome, and it lifts even the lads that have been here a long time, because how can it not? It's just such a spiritual place, really.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, what do you think of their debuts last week with Anu? And I know Lando got last 20 minutes, but what do you think to them?
I think Matt Turner's got a lot. He had a lot to prove, and to try and, well, the fact they'd not played in the Premier League before, and to try and fill the boots of Dean Henderson, which appears to have sailed, which right now I'm not too worried about. It was a mess, really, that whole transfer. But the Turner deal appears to have been a very good alternative. And I don't even think we should really call it that anymore. He's our number one now, seemingly, and I'm very happy with that. I think he did very well. Got a good attitude about him. So I'm excited to see what he does. We do need another goalkeeper, in my opinion, but I don't think so much to replace Turner. It's just to support him. Ola Aina, I think he could end up being a really shrewd bit of business for free from Torino. Only had a bit of Premier League experience before, still quite young. Versatile, play on both sides. I think he can play at centre back as well if he has to. Pretty quick, likes to take a shot. He's got a lot about him, and I think he could be a good player for us for hopefully quite a while. And obviously Alanga, he's only 21, but we saw. I don't know how we're going to use him this season. Whether he's going to come in and take Brennan's spot if Brennan is to leave, or if they're going to rotate, which I think that's probably more likely. And you think, he's signed a player from Man United, he's going to come in and play, but it might not necessarily be the case. I think he might have been. It would be very strategic with him potentially, but we saw that pace is unbelievable. So to have that come off the bench is one hell of an asset, and his skill set as well. And that for me, we've only played one game, but that could be up there, one of the best goals we scored this season. When we add it all up, just the way we did it, even though obviously we didn't get anything for it, we only got a goal back, but we deservedly got it. I thought we played really well against Arsenal, especially in that second half. It was just the ultimate counter-attack goal, and when you get a good counter-attack, it is just so good to watch. And it started with Taiwo, ended with Taiwo, but Alanga did all the hard work basically to get the ball at the pitch, run onto it. It was a really clever goal. I think it looks simple, but it's a clever goal.
Yeah, definitely, and it's just what we needed, because needed as well just to get that goal. And I know a lot of people went 2-0 down and thought, here we go, but you know what, fair play for us for keeping in there and getting that goal. And as you said, that counter attack was just unbelievable, especially with Taro as well, because when he played there, I thought no one would keep up with Lander. I'd be surprised if it's on his own, and for Taro to keep up there and actually finish it, it's just really, really good to see. And just that sort of partnership that you want to see a lot more, because especially we got Gibbs White and Tower, but now we've got another partnership going. It just gives you that little bit more confidence, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Like we've got some great options in attack. Like Morgan is amazing. Brennan's brilliant as well. We've now got another player very similar to them in Alanga. Obviously he's a new lad, so that'll be good to see how he goes, as we've said. His pace and physicality is he for me is one of our most important players, which is why we need to bring in someone else to support him, in my opinion, because I just don't feel Wood and Hwang, even if they do offer something good this season, they're not the same kind of player, which I think is something we need to consider potentially bringing in to just help Taiwo, because that's a lot of pressure on him, and then when he's not available, like with AFCON, as everyone mentions, we're going to miss him big time, so we need to get someone else in. And yeah, I mean, I don't think the likes of Dennis have really got a future with us. but obviously we look at like Danilo. He can kind of play a bit of an advanced role, and it's just all raw pace and high skill set, and it's a really good combination. So yeah,
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And another good thing is the options we had on Saturday, which was unreal off that bench. I mean, I know it's not everyone, but to have Taro, Nikati, Ilanga, just have them options. Whereas last season we didn't have them options, so to have them options this season and for them to make that impact, it just gives that a lot more confidence as well into tomorrow night. That yeah, we can rely on players off the bench to make that impact. Now we haven't had that for since our promotion season, really.
yeah, you need them players off the bench. Like obviously they're going to want to be starting games, but to have players like that off the bench is excellent. It's a sign of a very good team. And obviously, we tried to do that end of last season with Johnson. We tried to, bring him off the bench and make an impact. And it worked quite a few times. But Johnson really should be starting. So to have someone like Alanga now, who I think he could be starting games for us soon, but he can also make impacts off the bench, especially with his raw pace. You bring a sub on to make an impact and to have a fresh pair of legs, and not only is he that, but he's a really skillful, quick pair of legs to bring on, and against much more tired players, that can be very dangerous.
Weren't it Cooper said that there were finishers in that season when we
Yeah, he
went up?
did. Yeah, I remember he used to always say that when players came on, which I think it's a nice way of saying it. Sub, it kind of keeps you a little bit excluded, whereas if you're that, it's like you're more involved in the team, and I just think it's one of the many things that makes Cooper a huge asset to this club. He's the heartbeat of it, and I just can't get my head around why people slate him. Yeah, yes, he's made mistakes. Yes, we could play a more attractive brand of football at times, but I do feel even when it was working last season, it was more of a case of needs must, and then we just staying in the league was a priority, and then hopefully we can try and build and play a more attractive brand of football. But of course he made mistakes. He's going to make mistakes. Everyone will, but he really is the heartbeat of the club, in my opinion. Everything revolves around him. He's the reason why we've got here, from a manager's point of view. So yeah, he's still very important.
Yeah, definitely. I think we're all involved as time goes on with that squad and team. I mean, it's nice to have that more settled team this time against Sheffield United, more like last time where we did have that set 11, but now seem to gone from a really good Championship team to a really decent Premier League team against Sheffield United, who lost two of their best players over the summer. And they didn't look like they had recruited to replace them yet.
No, they've lost their two best players, as you say. Sanderberg and Dye, absolutely crucial. What it took both of them at Forest. They've both been linked with us from the past as well. I think Hamer's a great replacement for Berg. I think he's a really good player. I would have took him at Forest as well, to be honest. But everyone else, it's rather uninspiring. Tom Davis, he was in an average Everton squad. He's now gone to an even worse Sheffield United team. So, yeah, I'm not really sure what the plan is there. I don't think the signings are inspiring besides Hamer. And the squad's just it heavily lacks quality. Even last season with us, the players that we slated and said weren't good enough at times are still probably better than some of their best players, which is a big statement. They've got some good players like I can't remember how to say his name, Akmahonzic or something, that Swedish centre back, ex-Forest of course. They've got him. They've got John Egan, who's pretty good. Is he Premier League level? I don't know. Obviously Max Lowe, is he? I don't think he's Premier League level really. So yeah, I mean they played Chris Basham in midfield at the first game of the season. He's a centre back, so I think that's just everything about how unprepared they are.
Yeah, I mean it's just unreal, and does remind me of us, to be fair. I mean, they have got them couple of Forest lads in there, like that Swedish lad and Wobbo and Osborne. I
Yeah.
mean, I lost respect for Wobbo anyway after his comments against us in the playoffs.
Yeah, I think
Um,
everyone slated him, didn't they?
yeah, but even in a way that on Eckenbottom, obviously, for what his comments and what he did to Jed, I mean, I can imagine him getting some stick tomorrow night from the E block.
All but certainly, yeah. I mean, A Block's in the perfect place to have a go at opposition managers or players, and I always love where I sit because I'm not in A Block. I'm like very close to it, and I'm kind of involved in it, but I'm also not, and I can kind of just like watch A Block just belt out these chants and get the rest of the stadium going, and then occasionally just insult the opposition manager potentially. And that might happen tomorrow, which I'm sure it will. I'd be very surprised if Robertson and Heckingbottom don't get some stick. I mean, I wouldn't boo Ben Osborne, but he's an ex-Red, so he may still get a bit of leg pulling. But yeah, it is pretty mad how many ex-Forest players they've got in their side. Like I mentioned, that Swedish centre back they've got. Obviously, they have Billy Sharp as well, so
Yeah,
they've got quite a few, which is pretty weird, really. So it's like a reunion when they play us.
yeah, it's like watching Forest Reserve. So if that the best of Forest vets,
There are elderly relatives that we don't really care about. Like,
yeah, would you leave it? Yeah, they
yeah,
are to be fair.
yeah,
I mean, I always been thinking about Sheffield United. I mean, we always had bad memories of Sheffield United anyway over the years, especially in that playoffs under Paul Hart. But you know what? Reminding me of Sheffield United nowadays just remind me of that playoff, the playoffs and the memories that created. And we wouldn't be here today if we weren't for Sheffield United beating them in the semis and a certain goalkeeper making amends for that sending off. But I always have that sort of really fond memories of Sheffield United now. Like, I mean,
yeah,
I don't know how you feel about it then now, but we
yeah.
always think about that playoff home leg.
I don't think it will ever leave me. Like, it was such a that season was just it was everything that we'd ever dreamed of, really, as Forest fans that hadn't experienced the Premier League. I mean, for Forest fans that had experienced it, it was like just pure jubilation to get back up finally, and it's a whole different beast now, of course. But for people like me, like it was just such an unknown, and like now I'm used to it, but it's still kind of like pinching myself a little bit. Like, yeah, we're in the Premier League here. We just played Arsenal away. We've got Man United next away from home, and it's like I'm getting used to it. I'm not used to playing at Old Trafford 3 times in a year. Like, before
Yeah,
that, I hadn't known us playing Man United like ever before last year, and we played them 4 times. So yeah, it's for that kind of fixture to be a regular thing. It's still kind of it's pinching yourself kind of moment, like I say. But yeah, I mean, I love the squad we've got now. It is a great squad. It's there's so many players in this team that I would never have envisioned playing for us, and like, yeah, just going back a couple of seasons, a few seasons now, to that awful year under Chris Hughton and how dreadful we were and bang average the squad was, and to see where we are now, it's pretty unbelievable how we've progressed so quickly. And obviously, like we say, we like the squad now, but that promotion team was iconic team.
and you know what? I don't know if you've seen that clip. What Nick Hartley put on Instagram of Nick Hartley banning the music. And Finny Ori and someone else was just there up near the top bit
It was
dancing
Czech
to it. And
Curato, wasn't it? I think it was.
yeah, and just the bond that everyone has, and just seeing that togetherness that they have. I mean, if you said that a year ago, you would have been both of us would probably just snapped each other's hands off. But to see that bond that they all have and that togetherness, it's unreal.
Yeah, and this is why we do need to bring in players. I still think we need like 3-4 players potentially, but even with that, it will still be a really tight knit group. Um, and like we say, the three new lads that have come in seem very settled already. Um, like I say, it's just nice to see a team stay together, not just from our point of view, but I think it's probably quite satisfying from their point of view as well, just to be settled in a club for more than a season and can build together and improve together. And that's great, the lads seem to really get on as if they've known each other a lot longer than they actually have. And I think it's a massive asset to have a team so united as ours.
Yeah, and it's nice for the players that have stayed longer than the players that have, like Yates and Wall and Brennan, who sort of get that settled squad together as well. I mean, it'd be crucial for them to have that settledness around them because they're not so much for like including Wall in a good way because they all have had change over the last few years. So for them to have that settledness, it will only let them like build it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, a long time now, like Joe Wall and Ryan Yates and not Brennan really as well. They've been involved in the first team, and Jordan Smith until last season. Like they've been around a long time, and they'd seen so much stuff at this club. So many faces come and go. Wall was part of that side that beat Ipswich that stayed in the Championship, and now he's the captain of the club in the Premier League. Like 6 years later, he's literally gone from staying in the Championship to missing out on the playoffs, unfortunately, to being loaned to Rangers, and then build it. Last season in the Premier League, getting promoted finally. He's seen it all. Then having that poor season, like I say, under that manager that we won't talk about. It's and same for Yatesy. Like he kind of came in a little bit later. Of course, he has some more loans, and Smith has been in and out of the side all that whole time. And Brennan obviously built himself up as well. But I just think it's really special, yes, as much as we've had lots of change, it is really, really good and important, I think, that just around the squad we've got like 3 youth academy graduates that have been here for a long time, that were here way before we even got close to the Premier League. We've been nearer League One at times than the Premier League when they were here, and I think that's really important, and it's great that they're now growing with us in this whole new era that we're in, and it's a really important thing. And obviously even players like McKenna that aren't youth players, they've been here quite a long time now as well. Having players like McKenna in and around the club for that long, and obviously we'd had players like Colback and Surridge, I suppose, as well. It's really important.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, what sort of team are you expecting us to play tomorrow? I mean, I know that some people said about playing all 4 of them with Lander, Jono, Taro, and Dubois. I know some other people would like us to say we're going to settle team, but how would you go about it?
Yeah, I've gone out of focus for some reason. Just gonna have to roll with that. Yeah, team wise, I mean, I don't think we should be playing three at the back necessarily. I think we need to be going a bit more attacking minded against Sheffield. Like I get it against Arsenal, away or at home, to be honest. But at home to a newly promoted side, I don't think we should be scared of them. We should be going all out. So obviously it means you've got to take out one of the centre backs. I'd imagine it'd be one of Bolly or Wall. Bring Taro back in, definitely. I know some want Alanga to come in and play all 3 of them, and then obviously Gibbs White as well. And I don't think we'll do that. I think we'll keep that defensive midfielder. I think Mangala, Yates, and Danilo are like certainties in the starting 11. So personally, I'd keep it the same, but I'd take out probably McKenna for Taiwo, and probably go with that. Only I wouldn't be against Alanga starting at all. I think he's got a lot of reasons to do that.
Yeah, definitely. I do actually agree with you that go to a back four with that 3 in midfield, that tried and trusted trio. Now we can say that. for the But yeah, have we got a score prediction for tomorrow?
Yes, I'm going to go 2-0 to Nottingham Forest.
Yeah.
I don't think it will be dead easy, but I think we should be getting a result. We need to be getting a result with the tough away games and the advantage we have at home. Like, we've got to take advantage of that, really.
You got any goal scorers?
I don't really mind, but I think Taiwo probably, because he's just amazing, isn't he? I have a feeling someone like Danilo will score, so let's just go Danilo.
Oh, nice. You know what? I said 2-1 for us, and I just had some visions all week that Yates is going to put one top corner for some reason, and I fancy putting a
He
bet
needs
on
a
it.
goal. He's not scored in the Prem yet, has he? So he needs a goal. He certainly
Yeah,
deserves
it's
it.
2-1.
He deserves it for
Yeah.
sure, so...
But yeah, yeah, it's 2-1. Do you want to say about your socials?
Yeah, everyone, please come subscribe to Rads. I want to try and get to 6,000 subscribers. I like to think I make good content, so please come over and subscribe. And same goes to Dan the Man, Talk Forest TV. You know it makes sense. Thank you.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I said it many times. That's I've got the true certified.
There you go.
So
Any more reason to subscribe now, everyone?
yeah, so it does get the true certified. So thank you for coming on anyway.
No problem. Oh, I'm back in focus finally. Don't know what happened now. But yeah, thank you.
Right, so no worries. So thank you for watching, guys. Goodbye.